Welcome to the Shred the Spread podcast, your home for all of your NFL sports betting needs. I'm your host, Jared, and for our week 5 best bets in our contest,
yes,
currently
sir.
sitting at 14-6, I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, my duo, I know what's going on, baby.
Let's
Talk to me.
Go. What's good, my guy? We is back again for another Diggington type week. I'm ready to add another winning week to the slate, man. Let's just build up, man. Like I said, I'm trying to get that top 10 spot. You feel me?
Yeah, so we've got this trend going on with us lately, and it's potentially us against the world, which I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I want to be the guy that everybody says, why did you take that pick? Why did you pick them? What made you? There is a method to our madness. Trust me, we put hours upon hours into our picks. We try to give you guys winners every single week, not just for your guys' sake, but our sake as well. This contest, there is big top dollar prizes that we're fighting for. And we have an absolute chance to just take a big leap these next few weeks. So we really have to dig in deep and we've got to find our spots. The biggest thing about sports betting that Donnell and I talk about all the time is you have to pick the right spots. The best way to win is to be on the spots of the winning side. I compare sports betting to blackjack. If you play it by the book over time, you'll be profitable. So that's what we're going to do. We have, not going to lie, some questionable spots, but these are the right spots in our opinion. So we'll break those down very shortly. We've got 5 picks per usual. Like I said, we're 14-6 in the contest. We're looking to make, I say 3-2 worst case scenario. I think 3-2. I'm feeling good about that. We will take a winning week every single week. 3-2 winning week. We'll take it. So without further ado, Dino, let's get right into the picks.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. So in all likelihood, Deshaun Jackson's going to at least get a return. Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding? Way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry. That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss.
I've been rambling on, so I will hand you the keys to the car. Why don't you go ahead and start us off? What is our first pick of the week?
All right, man. Let's start this bitch up. Let's start it off with the Colts minus half a point here. And let me tell you guys, Anthony Richardson has been a great surprise.
My guy.
We love. I mean, like I said, we can't rave enough about Anthony Richardson. But also, I want to just double down with this too. What about Zach Moss out the backfield in the absence of Jonathan Taylor? Has looked really good.
Taking a big step.
Big step, really good. And that read option and that RPO is working at a consistent pace. It reminds me of what exactly? Jalen Hurts last year when he played with Philadelphia. Why? Because Shane Steichen is also there. Great tidbit you brought up in the last episode, my guy. Appreciate that. And we're going against a Titans team who, in reality, they stomped the hell out of the Bengals, and rightfully so. Joe Burrow once again cannot push the ball downfield quite effectively, and they ran all down the Bengals' throats.
Yeah, dude, the Colts are they're in a good spot. They obviously had a lot of magic in the second half last week versus the Rams. Anthony Richardson found his footing, and he was pedal to the metal for the rest of the game. Obviously, the game goes to overtime. Not a great way to end a game. Nevertheless, the Rams take that game, but I feel like there's this momentum that the Colts have going into this week versus the Titans. And we know the Titans are not they're not a pushover. This team is very, very well put together. They're obviously led by Mike Vrabel, but there's this, you can just tell this offense on the Indianapolis Colts is just running at a different rhythm. And it's not even the fact of who the quarterback is, because we saw Gardner Minshew go out there and beat the Ravens. Now you cannot teach athleticism. And that's my biggest reason why this Colts team is so dangerous. We have them at home. Shane Steichen has that team running on all cylinders. And I really think this team is capable of stopping the run and forcing the outside pass to Treylon Burks and DeAndre Hopkins. So with that being said, we're going to set up camp. We're going to take the Colts minus half a point. Obviously, there's been some money coming in on the Titans. Does it worry me a little bit? Yes. But I also think the Titans are just such a public dog at this point. A lot of people just love the Titans. You guys know, Donnell and I have backed the Titans several times within the last 2 seasons, rightfully so. But this Colts team, I just feel like this is a really good spot to take them at home. So we're going to take the Colts minus half a point for our first pick. Moving on to our second pick, we have the Atlanta Falcons hosting the Houston Texans. This is a strictly value play. You guys, I mean, we said this last episode. we're taking the Falcons no matter what. Like, this was our first pick that we agreed with 100%. We said we're not going to change our mind. We're not going to overthink it. We're going to put the Falcons in our contest. We're getting them just shy of a field goal. And truthfully, there's just no value on this Texans team anymore. When Dino and I bet on the Texans, we get them at 7, 8, 9.
9.5.
13.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like we're getting them at such large numbers, but the public is hip to CJ Stroud now. Yes, CJ Stroud has been very incredible. He's the front runner for Rookie of the Year right now. But I would not be surprised if CJ Stroud went out against his team coming off of his high horse and lays an egg. This Atlanta team slows the game down. I really think Bijan Robinson is going to be the focal point of this offense. They know Desmond Ridder is not that guy. I was really beating on the drum last episode. I was telling Dino, we would love if Taylor Heineke was named the starter. Obviously, that's not the case. But realistically, if the Falcons get the lead, they're never going to look back because they're not going to turn the ball over because they're going to keep it on the ground. And I think that's what we like here. So we like the Falcons at home. Dino, you brought up a stat last episode. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, the stat was basically how the Texas defense, they allow under 200 passing yards every game this year, but they've allowed over 100 rushing yards every game this year. And that includes the blowouts against the blowout against the Steelers. So, like I said, that's a very, very key. That just screams Bijan Robinson or even Tyler Algier, whatever combo they work out in the backfield. And you know what's funny, yo? I'm gonna give you like a nice little funny story. I'm gonna do a what if. What if for some reason Desmond Ridder has 2 turnovers, 2 picks, right, in the first half? Taylor Heineke replaces him. The offense looks absolutely astounding. They win the game. And do you know who the Falcons play next week?
I do not. Oh, the Commanders.
Washington Commanders. Imagine that, right?
Oh, wow.
Taylor Heineke against his former team, against a no-look team. That would be a absolute scripted book. I mean, that would be everything. Just to see him come back, just to see him going against, the Commanders again, man. A lot of fun times with Taylor Heineke, but at the end of the day, Bijan Robinson's gonna run over these guys. Falcons minus 2.5.
Yeah, so give us the Falcons. There's not much else we need to say. We were on them since last episode. We're not going to overthink it. Give us the Falcons at home. We're moving on to a pick which does not really make sense to me. And that's the Saints plus 1.5 against the Patriots. I just have right now the Patriots should be a home dog. And the fact that they're not is weird. And I don't know if that's money coming in on the Patriots that's making it push it that way. I don't know if the book is making a stand. But what are we missing here? Christian Gonzalez out. Matthew Judon done. I mean, those are the 2 players I was worried about the most on offense. We have Kamara back and Olave having 1 catch for 4 yards last game. That's not going to happen again. And do we know if Derek Carr is going to play or not? No. Am I that worried about this pick, whether it's Jameis Winston or Derek Carr? No, because I feel like you're going to have more opportunities for explosive plays with Jameis Winston, which will get Olave more touches. Derek Carr, he might take care of the ball a little bit more, but he's going to be a game manager. So regardless, I think this is a 1-score game either way. We're going to take the points. I obviously think the Saints went outright. I think this is just a wrong number hung by the books. What about you?
Oh, no, most definitely, man. No Judon, no pressure. No Gonzalez, no coverage. Well, you got your answer there, and like you said, and to be backed by that Saints defense on top of that, at the end of the day, the Saints defense does play well. They do well against the run, and they got the back end to back up any deep plays or any potential threats on the outside. Trust me, this screams. I mean, like you said, I don't know how the Saints are underdog here. Why? Because they're in Foxborough, maybe, but it still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this game just yells under to me, so I like that as a book play. I like the under, and then I mean, obviously, I think the Saints win this game. So, not much else we need to say there. Let's move on to our 4th pick. And Dino, have you ever been shopping in the grocery store and you just come across a deal where you don't really need it, but you're just like, you know what? Why wouldn't I get it? Like, it's just so damn cheap. Why wouldn't I get it? Have you ever had that happen to you?
You know what's funny? That reminds me of? That reminds me. Remember we used to work at Shoe Show together in Georgetown?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I remember that radio shack that was closing down?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely walked in that bitch and got me a speaker for $40.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you all what. Dino is the clearance king.
Yes.
But back to what we were speaking about. What if I told you there's a fire sale going on in the NFL? They're begging for you to bet on them. And what if I told you could take Joe Burrow? Granted, he's not been Joe Burrow. He's been Joey B. We'll call him Joey B. You could take Joey B and the Bengals for under a field goal versus the Cardinals, who are on top of the world for tanking. What if I told you could get the Bengals minus 2.5 against the Cardinals? Would you take it?
ESPN 30 for 30. The play. The game. yo, I'm telling you, bro, that was great. I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't miss the opportunity. That was great. But nah, if you told me that, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'll definitely get that. And you know what? I'm gonna make it even better for you. Imagine this is Dogecoin, and Dogecoin is under a cent. This is exactly what the fuck this shit feels like. And you know what? I missed out on Dogecoin before. I'm not missing out on this Dogecoin right now. You best believe I'm buying that. I'm buying the stock, and I might soon have easy.
Like this is my favorite thing to say is, what the hell are we talking about? Like, what the hell are we talking about, people? Come on. These two teams are in two different tiers. And, there's been talk about Joe Burrow. He's starting to feel good again this week, and he's getting his confidence back. Zach Taylor's at the press conference. Like, why are you guys questioning whether Joe's going to play or not? He's playing. Okay. I think it's to the point where Joe Burrow has looked so damn bad, he has to go out there and perform. Regardless of the calf strain or not, they've had several weeks to judge this type of injury, and they need to scheme around it. T. Higgins is not there. Big fucking whoop. We still have Jamar Chase. We still have Joe Mixon. Those are the two players that I will be really looking out. Joe Mixon, I think, may be due for a really big game here because this Cardinals team, they do not want to win. Jonathan Gannon knows every single win just will put him at a future disadvantage. They have 2 picks, potentially. They could have the first 2 picks of the draft if they just go out there and lay eggs every week. Yes, they went out there and beat the Cowboys. Okay, they put a show on versus the Giants. Folded. Put a show on versus the Commanders. Folded. But realistically, were they really folding, or were they just holding back because, guys, we know we need to lose? With that being said, this is just a bad number for the Bengals. Like, this has just gotten so bad where it's almost like the books are begging us to bet on them. And listen, we might be falling into the trap, but realistically, Joe Burrow under a field goal versus the Cardinals, if you told Dionel and I that we would be betting the Bengals -2.5 against the Cardinals on week 1, we would have said you're batshit crazy. We have to take it. We have to take it, right?
Yeah, no. Let me add another stat to that too. I mean, they just played their division rival, the Rams, 2 weeks ago, and they won by 3. So you know what I'm saying. So what reality do we live in, right? Where all of a sudden now Joshua Dobbs can we can give Joshua Dobbs only 2.5 points now against a former AFC, like still a juggernaut. They are still a juggernaut. Honestly, they are still a juggernaut. All right. They start off slow, calf string, like I said, and Joe Burrow said, now he's starting to feel better. Well, let's hope we fucking see it. No, I'm sorry. We will see it. We will see it because this is the spot for it. Right.
I mean, the Bengals could play the ugliest game of the season, still win by a damn field goal at this point. I mean, it's just like this Cardinals team. Yeah, I know they've had crazy plays, but I feel like this is the game where the Bengals have to win. They have to win. They can't lose this, or their season is potentially over. The Bengals have to win this game, and I think it's what it's going to come down to. Well, if that wasn't ugly enough for you, let's move into one that's potentially in the same realm, and that is the Broncos -2.5 against the Jets. Don, I'll let you start us off here.
Well, I'll start off by saying, what the fuck is it with us and these AFC West teams? The fucking Raiders, the Chargers, and now the Broncos. Wow, boy, we've hit the bottom of the cellar. But like I said, that would never stop us from winning money. At the end of the day, the Broncos are facing the Jets. Yes, I guess the Jets covered the +9.5 against the Chiefs last week. Big whoop. Yep, they only lost by 3. I get it. Zach Wilson is still an op, as far as I'm concerned. Zach Wilson is still an op. That Zach Wilson still plays defense for the other team, as far as I'm concerned. 1 week does not change my mind. Like you said, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have his best game. So whenever that offensive production kind of dials back and you start to give the defense less time to just kind of sit back and rest, Zach Wilson tagged him a little bit and put on a nice little show. Like I said, I give him applause for that. But let's see if you do it 2 weeks in a row with high elevation, right? Because they're in Mile High. You get tired quicker. You get Breece Hall back off of an unlimited pitch count because he's not on pitch count no more, but he's coming back off a pitch count in a game with elevation where it causes stamina issues. You best believe I'm rocking with Denver, and let's ride.
Yeah, this is just Zach Wilson might have played the best game of his career last week. Who says he's doing that shit twice? It took him about 2.5 seasons to do that. You think Zach Wilson's going to come back out here and show the world? I don't think so. Jets on the road, short dog. It just doesn't make sense. And we've seen this Broncos offense has kind of figured it out. That's my thing. They've kind of figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
They seriously have. These comeback, they just came from behind on the Bears. This team just does not give up. And I think that's what's critical. Is Zach Wilson going to make mistakes? Yes. Is Zach Wilson the most accurate passer in the league? No. But we know this Broncos defense has kind of been a little suspect, but I just don't see Zach Wilson as the quarterback who's going to throw these guys open, make big plays. He's going to take a couple shots downfield, but those 50-50 balls, I'm hoping they just lean to interceptions or incomplete passes. Obviously, Breece Hall, but, it's just if the Broncos can go out there and focus on stopping the run and forcing Zach Wilson to pass the ball, I think we'll be okay. So Broncos plus 2.5 at home. We got to take it. So that rounds out for our 5 of the week. We have, just a quick recap, Colts minus a half a point, Falcons minus 2.5, Saints plus 1.5, Bengals minus 2.5, and Broncos minus 2.5. A lot of 2.5. So we got 3 of them. I'll tell you what, it is ugly. We're betting on teams that a lot of times people don't like to bet on, but realistically, you have to play the spots like I said earlier. So we found some good spots. Last one out, Dino, what would you say it was? If we had to make a 6th pick.
Oh, wow. I forgot.
Because someone asked us last time what our last one out would be.
Mm-hmm. I actually got 2 last one outs, honestly.
Yeah, what did you like?
One of the last one outs is the Rams plus 4.5. Great spot, veteran quarterback, torching up a zone.
And Cooper Kupp looks like he's playing.
Cooper Kupp is playing. He's back. He's gonna attack. I'm saying, like, it's just all leading up to it. Aaron Donald is still there, able to stymie the run a little bit. We're gonna see. So we're gonna see about that. And I also like, honestly, shocking enough, I like the Vikings plus 4.5. Keep an eye out on that. Only considering the fact that the Vikings keep games close. We get it. The Vikings defense has not been the best at all this year. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs are in kind of the same boat on offense, man. Other than Travis Kelce, those weapons have not continuously shown up. Isaiah Pacheco has been the bright spot here lately, especially last game against the Jets. But you can definitely expect, Kirk Cousins and them boys to just, like I say, play moment football. Like I said, just somehow find ways to keep the game close and play to the competition.
Cool. So if you guys are looking for extra picks, those are the last 2 out for Dynel. For Survivor this week, I think my favorite Survivor pick is probably the Lions. They're at home. This is about peak Lions,
Yeah.
Get them before it goes to December. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. Lions, maybe the Dolphins, but I think Dolphins will probably be one that you want to hold on to for a little bit. Mm-hmm. I like the side of the Dolphins, but would we truly be shocked if Daniel Jones went out there and beat the Dolphins? Like, the Giants just seem like a weird team right now to be, betting against in Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think the Lions are definitely my favorite pick for Survivor, just because it is Bryce Young down there in Carolina. Like, if it was Andy Dalton, I'd be a little more hesitant. But Bryce Young, he just looks a step behind right now. Like, you see all those reports with the train that he's still playing with the training wheels on or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think that Carolina Panthers team they're going to be shaky for a little bit.
And Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, they're definitely they're cruising. So once again, just quick, Colts minus half, Falcons minus 2.5, Saints plus 1.5, Bengals minus 2.5, Broncos minus 2.5, going for our 5th consecutive winning week to start the season. Dino, you want to say anything to the fellas before we get out of here?
Oh no, man. Just like I said, just bet. Like I said, bet smart. Like I said, these lines are these lines are ugly again. But I mean, aren't y'all used to it by now? This is what we do. We dig in the mud, So definitely lock in, get your bets in. Sprinkle little props here and there. That's one prop I do like. Like I said, is Bijan Robinson everything against that Texans running defense. And I also do like the Lions props. Definitely play Lions props against the Panthers. With Amon-Ra St. Brown out, the ball would be spread around. So look for Josh Reynolds anytime touchdown, and receiving yards there. And look, of course, they're all reliable. David Montgomery, anytime touchdown.
That boy is a tank back there. But that's going to do it for us. Those are our 5 best bets for our contest for the Shred the Spread podcast. I'm Jared. He's Dynel. And for our awesome producer, Tyler, this has been our week 5 best bets for the contest. Until next time, we'll see you.
Peace.